Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0 M for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of easy recycle cable spool craft and other different. So, dear audience, when we talk about a cable spool, then different questions arise in our mind, like what is a cable spool, or what is the function of a wire spool, or what can I do with the old wire spool, and what are the part of a spool called. So, a cylinder that is wider at each end around which thread, wire, or films is wrapped so TV cable were unwound from the huge spool. So if we talk about its functionality, its function or its work or its task of one that wire spool. So the so-called wire spool is a type of reel used for winding storing wire. However, due to regional variation and different purpose, it is known by various names such as cable, spool, wire bobbin, plastic reel, pulley winding spool, packaging spool, finished product spool, coil spool, and so on. So, what can I do with an old wire spool with some creativity and your time? They can be made into coffee table, planters, chair, clocks, and much more. So, reuse is so important because not only does it confront the challenges of waste reduction, reuse also sustains comfortable quality of life and supports a productive economy. So, what are the part of a spool called when the spool is sitting on its base, the overall width of the widest point, the basic is called the flank. So the barrel is the name for the piece that the wire is wound around. Within the barrel is a hollow hole which is called the arbor. So the arbor is what is places onto the mandrel of your machines. So what are cable spools made of? Like is electrical cable reels are typically made from wood or steel. Occasionally, plastic reels are used for lightweight materials intended for medical sites and other environments with strict hygiene requirements. So, what is a spool called? Definition of spool: a winder around which thread or tape or films or other flexible materials can be wound. If it is a bobbin reels type or Felcher. So why do we need a spool? So spooling refers to a technique used in computing and data processing to manage input and output operations. It allows you to send a job to a device such as a printer while continuing to work on the other task without waiting for the operations to be completed. So, what are the different type of wire spools? The specific type of welding wire spools varies by filler or metal manufacturer. However, there are typically three options, like as a steel, plastic, and fiberboard. So, each of these spools includes a hub that mounts on the wire feeder by way of a spindle assembly. So, what are copper spool used for? So, copper tubing coil for use in many low pressure fluid and gas transfer systems. Application including air or fuel oil, water, and other chemicals. So, not brake lines forms, flares, flanges, and bends readily in difficult applications. So, how do you reuse old cable like as upcycle jewelry, brightly colored wire, and cables can be used to make pretty necklace and bracelets. So wire sculpture and art for fun craft. Learn how to make a miniature or wire trees. So use bowls, use old electrical wires to make little baskets to hold your odds and end. So how do you store cable spools? Cable should be stored in a sheltered area, while on the reels, cable should be covered with masonite or dark film wrap to block the sun's rays and shield from the elements. Cable with a cold temperature marking. So how do you reuse old wires? I also prescribe in my video. Appliance, we can give them away to friendly family or co-worker. Recycling is at a wonderful. So what is a spool process? Spooling is a process in which data is temporarily held to be used and executed by device, program, or system. So data is sent to and stored in memory or other volatile storage until the program and our computer requests it for execution. So spool is an acronym for simultaneous peripheral operations online. And what is a spool system? The spool system service is a CP system service that provides an interface using IOCV for communication between CP and virtual machines that provide print service for advanced function printers and reader service for reader notification. So what is a spool stands? It basically is a standalone big spool pin, just like you have an your sewing machine. So it makes sure you get a consistent thread tension, evenly wound bobbins, and less thread breakage, skipped stitches, or tangles thread, and it prevents your thread getting from stuck or snaged. So how heavy is wire in spool? It's many other like as sport DIN 355 or DIN 500 or SK 460 and SK 255. And if we talk about its size, it can be a different size like flange diameter 2 1 by 8 or 2 7 by 8 or 5 5 and 1 1.78.78. So if we talk about how many types of a spool are there, so there are two types of spools, full spool and mini spools. So each attains the same objective, ensuring both drive wheels on a given axle receive full torque and rotate at the same speed all the time. So they create a solid axle. So if we talk about why is it called a spool, generally speaking, the term spool comes from a section with a flange on each end, so giving the appearance of a spool to the untrained eye, just like pieces that have large centers and reducers with flanges on them are called bottles. So where the spool comes from? Spool is of multiple origins, either one a borrowing from French or a borrowing from Dutch. Ottomans, French spool and Dutch spool. So is spool a pipe? Then pipe spool is a section of pipe that comes in a prefabricated length from the pipe fabricator. Pipe spool refers to a section of a piping system that is prefer prefabricated as smaller segment with the flanges and fitting. So, dear audience, I think yeah, that my video and my idea for recycle cable spool are much interesting for you and for my dear guys children. So, dear audience, if my video and my idea inspired you much, then subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video with your affectionate love. So, thank you very much, guys.